All right, let me just make sure everything's working. Let's see. Maybe I need to exit out of the app and go back in. Let's see. All right, yeah, it is working. Awesome. And then YouTube, same thing. Just gonna check on it. Awesome. All right. Looks like both are working. Yeah, take your time, Emerald. All right, it looks like both YouTube and Kick are running, which is great. Today's gonna be, I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming today. Just gonna throw that out there. Just gonna be just me doing a couple of random things, couple of random reactions, just things that I wanted to check out. The first thing I want to do is I'm gonna check out the Caffeine AI demo from the Internet Computer Summit conference, World Computer Summit. That's what it's called. So yeah, that's what we got first. We got the Caffeine AI demo from the World Computer Summit. So I'm a huge nerd, for those who don't know me, and I live and breathe everything computers, video games, everything. So, but I actually don't know much about the Internet Computer Project. It's something that's piqued my interest and I've heard of it, but I've never actually like delved into the specifics or actually looked into the project myself. But my boss knows that I'm really into this stuff, and he's been getting more and more into the AI space. And he said that he really wanted me to check this out, and see what I thought about it. So I'm actually really excited to check it out. I think it'll be an interesting reaction. And then after this, we're going to take a look at the South Park Season 27 trailer, which came out a couple weeks ago. I'm late on both of these guys, but we're still going to check it out. I just want to see it. I think that'll be a series that I plan on reacting to as well. It really just depends on the copyright issues. If YouTube gives me issues with copyright again, I'll probably just react to it on Kick, like in its entirety, and then I'll cut it up and put, like, I'll do whatever I can to avoid the copyright. I'll flip it, I'll put a watermark on it, I'll do whatever I can. Because it's a return to form. It's an actual season. It's not a special. So that's exciting for people who are fans of the show like me. So, yeah. So I'm just going to start with this. This is about half hour long. So I don't know how much I'm going to really be pausing during this, but we'll see. Because I'm not sure how much insight I'm actually going to have. Because like I said, I don't know much about the ICP itself. I just know bits and pieces, and that this specifically is what a lot of people are talking about.
So, hello everyone again. Welcome.
That's loud in my ears.
Including people on the live stream we got up by popular demand just recently. Today is...
So this guy is the one who's like
really,
famous for the ICP stuff, right? I think his name's Dominic Williams.
I get to share caffeine. I've been wanting to share it for a long time.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm going to give you a look at the caffeine alpha, but soon it's going to transition to beta and be released into the wild. So, without further ado, I guess we should get the.
Yeah, let's get started. Come on, let's get into it. I'm actually really excited for
Put
this.
it on. All right. So, caffeine was partly inspired by this
I do the same
great
thing.
quote from Steve Jobs. And the quote goes, "What's important is that you have faith in people, that they're basically
All
good
right.
and smart.
What's going on, Emerald?
And if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them." So this kind of led to the question, you know, what if everyone could create online apps and services just by
There'd be
talking?
a lot of fluff.
And these would be sophisticated
There's an app
apps
for everything already,
that are sovereign
but I'm
and
interested to
updatable,
see how this will be used.
that can run, or that run on a self-writing internet. So here's the answer. Today, there are about 35,000 Web3 engineers in the world. In the grand scheme of things, that's not very
Well, thanks
many.
for hanging out. I hope I don't disappoint. It's not going to be
Worldwide,
any of the shows that I've been
about
reacting
15
to,
million
but hopefully it'll still be entertaining.
full-stack engineers. But tomorrow, with the self-writing internet, everyone will be a builder.
And when everyone's a builder, nobody will be.
Today, there are already about 5 billion people with internet-connected smartphones, and they'll all be able to use caffeine. So let's think a little bit.
So is it going to be a smartphone-specific app? Because I think that limits capabilities a little bit. If it's both desktop and smartphone, I guess utilizing both would be a good idea. But as a mobile app, I don't think phone processors have caught up to the point where development would be very seamless and there might be a lot more bugs, especially when compiling code. But we'll see.
About
Maybe they've optimized it to a point where that actually won't happen.
how people might use something like caffeine. Well, for personal apps, there are infinite things you can do. There are the obvious things like personal branding, wedding portal, plant tracker for your garden. But how about something like
Oh, thanks,
hyperlocal
Emerald.
social media?
That's great to
or
hear.
A hyperlocal social network with your own rules, where for your family, where you might have a shared photo album where you can add emojis to each other's photographs. Or how about hyperlocal esports, where you can compete for Bitcoin with your friends?
Mm-hmm.
What's really, really cool, I think, is that the self-writing internet is going to create completely new online paradigms. But what
I'm kind of worried that this is going to be a crypto specific thing. Like that's what it's going to turn into. The only reason I'm worried about that is because I know my boss is very into cryptocurrency and I've followed it, but I'm not like super into it. I don't watch like a bunch of seminars every day or listen to crypto specific content creators. So I'm curious to see what other people are saying about it, because the videos, when I tried to find the actual summit speech, the videos are a lot about what it could mean for the future of blockchain and crypto and stuff like that. I really hope not. I really hope it's a more general focus thing where people can actually be creative with it. But again, this is all conjecture. I'm not 100% sure on any of this. So we'll just have to wait and see what the demo holds. I hope they kind of get to it soon. I know they're explaining things and trying to hype it up, but I'd really like to see what it's actually about.
about business benefits? Well, the enterprise is going to benefit in amazing ways. For a lot of enterprise IT infrastructure, costs will come down to 1% of what they were before, and the time to market will come down to something like 1%
Yeah, I think you're right, Emerald. I think crypto gets a bad rap, but also there are some issues with it that are definitely deserved, I think.
What it is today as well. And of course, they'll also benefit from running their apps and systems on infrastructure that provides sovereignty, resilience, and security in a way that only decentralized systems can. So what kind of things might they do with this? Well, there are the obvious applications like ERP, CRM, customer relationship management. For corporates, you can imagine an NGO doing something like, creating apps for refugee assistance.
I'm less inclined to be interested in the corporate government NGO app stuff. I'm more interested at the bottom, like with the e-commerce website stuff, and also the AI apps. If you're able to get an AI model to properly code a new AI model within itself, that would be really cool, and that opens the door to a lot of things. Like, I can think of about 3 to 5 like AI apps in my head right now that I would actually genuinely love to try to implement. One of which I actually have to talk to my buddy about, because I can do it right now, but it is going to take a long time. So if this could speed up that process, like with the, at least with the back end stuff, like with the, mainly with the data integration part of it. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where it can help with creating other AI systems.
Some kind of school district, a governmental org, using it for fundraising, or just creating things like intranet portals. Within the small business and startup space, again, it's infinite, but you can imagine a tennis booking app, an e-commerce website, an entrepreneur creating a Web3 sharing economy service, rental property management systems, and so on. So how does this work? Well, these apps run on
A sovereign
a
network.
sovereign network. That's created by hardware run by independent parties all over the world.
So they're
That's combined
proxies?
by a mathematically secure network protocol called Internet Computer Protocol, which creates
Okay.
a revolutionary cloud computing environment, which we refer to as the Internet Computer. And
I'm with you so
the
far.
Internet Computer, of course, is created by a sovereign network, but it provides not only a cloud network, but in its new Internet Computer 2.0 form, a specialized kind of cloud where AI can build. So how does Caffeine work?
Yeah, honestly, the sovereign
Well,
network stuff seems like
first of
proxies
all,
to me.
You talk
Basically.
to Caffeine.
Okay.
Caffeine then writes the code that runs your app, and
All right.
then uses that to deploy the next version of your app, and you can just refresh your web browser URL to see the changes you've made.
So I guess, sorry, I keep pausing this, but so I guess my biggest question is are we going to be able to see the source code that it spits out? Because often, especially now with the AI coding assistants, they've come a long way. Like, I know GitHub Copilot is really good now, but they're better at suggesting coding. They're better at suggesting coding solutions than they are writing full code, because there's bound to be bugs, and half the time, or most of the time, you end up spending twice the amount of time actually fixing the issues that the AI created, with either syntax issues or just something as simple as like that, just the different words that it uses. So because it's all based on the AI's ability to understand what you want. So if they're able to give you the source code for what it creates, and then you can edit it that way, either in a notepad file, or if they give you, like, if you're doing it through Python, like a Python file or something like that, then that would be interesting, because it would help not only with the creativity of the project itself, but it might help to actually be able to see what it's doing, even for learning purposes, honestly. Like you could be like, oh, like make me a website that sells this. I want the logo to be from this kind of style, like all that. It spits it out. You could see the different elements for each one. You could see the actual syntax and what to use to actually code the website. And if it gives you all of the elements, not only for the front end, but the back end, and also the data side of things and how it's integrated and what it's actually using, that would be very interesting. And I think that would be the way they would have to go about it to make it not only learn better going forward for when they update it, but also to make people more inclined to want to use it.
When AI codes and builds solo, you have something new. You have self-writing apps. And this is the revolution we're talking about today.
Yeah, like I was saying, the mistakes is what I'm worried about. Because it's all about interpretation, and they're saying self-writing. And that worries me a little. If they say in this conference, I'll eat my words. If they say in this conference, oh, like you'll get all of the elements of the actual code that it spits out for the project, or it may be in a repository like GitHub, but it may be cloud-based based on the Internet Computer Protocol, that's fine. I'm just wondering how they'll be able to go about that.
And in the future,
yeah, you could have a student look at it. That would be actually
really
a cool like
itself.
computer
And I
science
think that's something
assignment for like a senior class or something.
Right now with the demo.
Okay, now we're getting to the demo.
All right. There we go. All right. So first things first. Behind me is a view of Caffeine on a laptop, and to the sides of me is a view of Caffeine on a phone I've got here, which is
That's actually
on the
cool.
same
I actually
account.
like that.
So
Okay, so it's not going to
the
be
phone
mobile
is important
specific.
because for Caffeine, mobile users are first-class citizens. This is very much a mobile paradigm. All right. So
All right. Maybe it's
something else
optimized.
you might notice is that
We'll see.
it resembles a chat app like Signal, WhatsApp, or Telegram, something like that. And that's because on
Looks like
Caffeine,
ChatGPT to me.
projects, apps are really conversations. So let's start one now.
All right.
There you can see the app in the list of projects to the left, and
Those
the
are my
chat
thoughts
on the
exactly,
right.
Emerald.
The phone is just like it would on a chat app like WhatsApp, just showing the project, but we can click into it.
It does look like ChatGPT, but it's ChatGPT with the Yami. Oh no, that's Discord. Or no, that might be OBS, but the dark theme with some neon accents. The neon accents are nice. I actually like it. UI's kind of nice.
So what else can we see? There are some different components to this tool. We're in the first component, which is chat, but you see something called spec, and when we develop an app, the AI will write that for us, and something called code, and that'll eventually contain code.
Is this what I
There's
wanted?
something called draft, and that's a view of the running version of our draft, which we can also open in a
This is
separate
looking
tab.
promising.
Anyways, let's just get back to the chat.
No,
So
don't take it away.
this is conversational, so we should start off by maybe asking Caffeine a question. Let's say, where will my app run?
Okay.
There you go. It says your app will run exclusively on the Internet Computer, a decentralized network that hosts and executes your application securely and reliably in the cloud.
Okay.
Decentralized cloud, it might have said, but there we go. Are my apps secure?
And with what?
Yes, your apps are secure. Apps on the Internet Computer are tamper-proof and immune to traditional cyber attacks, thanks to a mathematically secure protocol and decentralized infrastructure. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
What is the Internet Computer? The Internet Computer is a revolutionary decentralized network that provides serverless cloud functionality, hosting tamper-proof and unstoppable apps and AI.
Centralized
cool.
always scares
All
me, but that actually seems
So let's
nice.
start off to get oriented with a really, really simple app. Just a single page with a smiley on it. So I'm going to tell it, create a smiley web page.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Emerald. I don't doubt that it's secure.
So it's going to write a spec, but it may just jump past because it is writing a spec. It's so simple. And then after that, it's going to write the code.
Okay.
And you can see in the mobile view, it's kind of rotating through this wheel. So we started in chat, then it went to spec. Now it's gone to code. And then the next step will be draft.
Me too. Like, it is rubbing me a little bit the wrong way as well. But what you got to understand, and I know you understand this, but I want to explain it for other people. When it comes to this stuff and a new AI space, like, AI is in its infancy still. And something like this, while it may not be revolutionary in concept, they're able to use those words whenever they want. Because to someone who isn't as, read up on it or isn't as plugged into this space, it does seem revolutionary. But using that as a marketing tactic does rub me the wrong way sometimes, I'm gonna admit.
So it's finished writing the app's code. We can see that from the chat.
I keep doing that.
And it's now deploying it to the network. Boom.
Okay. All right. That's our draft.
So
show me the code.
We're currently seeing the app we created within the Caffeine app, but of course you can look at it outside. So I'll click on this link.
I like how
it's in a separate tab too.
Okay, so you're gonna need to give us the code so we can change that URL. That's awful.
So let's kind of step up the complexity a little bit, and let's create a personal blog using the styling of Medium. Is that legal? Okay.
It's probably proprietary, but let's try.
A blog post has a title, a rich text body, and tags. I'm going to add in a published date. We're going to start simple. Now, one of the really cool things with Caffeine is you go step by step. So I'll show you the code of this blog. So one of the things
step by step still is going to make the process go faster.
The difference between logic and data. There's no database, there are no files or anything like that. The logic kind of lives in the data. And this is one of the things that enables AI to build far more complicated.
This is not important at all to this demonstration, but I really hope that we're able to change the theme, the color theme of the actual syntax for the code. If not, that's unfortunate. You could probably just tell the app to do it, to download a certain color package. But I like the way that it's laid out from what I could see anyway.
Functionality than it could otherwise do. And when we upgrade apps, the AI actually migrates this logic, if that makes sense. And it does so within a framework that means that even if it makes a mistake, none of the data gets lost. And this is very important because...
Okay, that's what we wanted. That's extremely important. Because if it makes a mistake and then you got to go through all the steps over again, I mean, as an initial product, it's an okay MVP. Because that's essentially like ChatGPT makes mistakes. But for it to be specifically for development, like it's and revolutionary, like it's being touted right now, it has to not come with those bugs or have a way to mitigate it. And this is a way to mitigate it where you can actually see the code. I'm wondering how easy it will be to actually edit, or if you're going to have to copy and paste it into your own, into your own like local terminal, like into VS Code, something like that.
AI makes mistakes, and it'll
Cool,
continue
though.
to make mistakes, even though it's going to become smarter and smarter and smarter. And in this paradigm, in production, you're going to see Caffeine eventually, write really complicated apps in just
Eventually.
seconds and make updates to apps in seconds. So
How many
it's a
patches?
completely different kind of paradigm to traditional IT.
What's our
where
roadmap?
You have a team of people that work together to make updates to the code, and then comes the big release date, and they have to synchronize everything and get ready to roll back and so on. With this new paradigm, it's conversational. You literally just talk to the AI, and that's how you end up making updates.
No, I think
your
you're
app.
right. I think you can
And
update it. And I think you
therefore,
can.
You have to make sure there's just
I don't want to be talking over him because this is actually an important part of this. But I think you're right. I think you can actually edit within the actual app. That's where the mobile stuff bugs me. I know some people can code mobilely. Some people could practice Python mobilely. With me, I have or practice Python. Practice. That's what I'm doing right now. So can practice any kind of coding language on their phone. That's not me. I need to lock in full screen keyboard, and that's what I need. I can't do it on my phone because I'll fat thumb something and then nothing's gonna work.
no possibility of data getting lost. There can be no way that the AI makes a mistake and some of your data disappears. And that's important because what you'll see
Very
in production,
important.
there's a system of drafts and pushing drafts into live and so on. But a normal user may not notice that some of the data got lost. The data loss might be quite subtle. And Internet Computer 2.0, which provides a cloud environment for AI, provides a solution to this. It provides a kind of playground for AI where it can really develop applications very rapidly in response to user requests without risk of losing data. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, I've tried on a phone, Emerald. I can't. Learning SQL and Python,
We're still
even
doing very
Python, which
simple.
is
Let's just create another.
a like really like it's an easier language to learn. That's what everyone says. Easier than like C++ or Java or something like that. And I couldn't imagine trying to do it on my phone because I tried with SQL, and even doing it on my iPad, which has a keyboard, was fine, but I would have much rather just been on my desktop at home. Like, definitely would have rather that. That's definitely my experience.
Other one while we're doing this. So
But I'm not everyone.
create a tennis lesson booking app for
Okay.
a tennis coach.
All right.
Okay, see that? It says. Oop, it's gone
I
straight
wonder how
away.
specific you
Doesn't give
have
it
to
many
be.
features. Maybe we'll have to add more. Okay, we'll leave
'Cause
it
that's the
building. Let's
biggest
look at our
question.
blog while that's going. So you probably noticed that it's writing a lot of code for us.
Mm-hmm.
But so by using Caffeine, you become like a superhuman technical team, in the sense that you can create these things very, very rapidly. But even more than that, you can work on multiple apps in parallel. So we predict that as people get very proficient with Caffeine, they could be working on even 10 apps in parallel. And it gives you a measure of the
On a
sheer
phone?
productivity this thing can unleash.
Your phone's gonna
Okay, so let's
explode,
look at
dude.
this blog, let's open it in a
Again,
separate
unless it's
window.
wholly optimized, but like,
Right.
Jesus Christ, your phone's gonna explode.
This is my first post on my blog, created using Caffeine. Blah, 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 this is really cool, etc. Really, Really cool. Okay. You can just make the first word bold or something. And then tags. Okay, so ICP, obviously. SWI, self-writing internet. Caffeine. All right. Save this post. There we go. My first place.
So it looks like all the apps are going to be run in the cloud. Yeah, I actually, after I had that little emotional outburst, I actually thought about that it's not going to be as taxing on the actual phone, so it's not going to be using hardware components to at least run the apps. I'm not sure about compilation. He hasn't talked much about compilation and actually pushing it to post and getting an MVP out there. I'm wondering how that's going to look. If that's all done in the cloud, then congratulations, you found a way to make this mobile friendly, and I'm really excited to see how that works. If not, you're going to have to do one at a time. It's just not going to work trying to compile multiple sets of code on a phone.
Yes, Sakura. Okay. Whoop, blah, blah, blah. Just so we have some content in that. Tag, ICP.
That would be my first post as well. Just blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Whatever. All right. So that's working. Still kind of basic, but we'll get back to that. Okay, what's happening with our tennis? Okay, let's go and look at our tennis.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
So
there are phones that could probably do it. It's like the regular flagship phones. Like, I don't know if the iPhone, even the newest iPhone, would be able to handle something like that, or a flagship Samsung product. It would probably be a specific like phone for probably like gaming, because they tend to have like higher, like, not gonna sound like a dick, but like the gaming stuff, especially when it comes to computers, tend to have higher specs in terms of computing power as well as the graphical power. And the graphics card is important because it just is. And I didn't know where to go with that, but the CPU is going to be the most important thing here. And phones that are designed specifically for gaming usually have CPUs that can at least optimize running well with multiple files. Like, I know the CPU for my desktop does that. Like, I can run anything and my CPU is probably not going to even go over 10% because of how well optimized it is.
So let's go back here and ask it how many lines of code. How many lines of code, did you write?
Yeah, it's going to be expensive. Anything specifically designed for it's going to be expensive.
For a couple of minutes. All right. So please add a thumbs up button to each post.
Okay, that's cool, because that's a specific element.
Right, back to the tennis booking app. Here we go. So this is interesting.
Okay.
So this one's got a login, which is nice. So we go here. We've got an internet identity set up.
All right.
Okay. So far so good. Create a new time slot. Let's do that. Let's just say I'm going to do it tomorrow, 10 a.m. or something. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. End time is 90 minutes, right? It's 90
yeah,
minutes
it's actually
slot.
looking real good.
Great time slot. It doesn't show the time slot. So let's go back, I think, and we'll say to Caffeine, display the available time slots so that students can
This
book,
isn't ultra specific, so if it does work, that would be really nice.
see, and book them.
Because that's a
Set that one going.
basic prompt you can give
We
it.
go back to the personal blog application, and well, let's just have
Okay,
this
so
guy.
now
Yeah,
there's
we can
actually
see
a
it here.
thumbs up. That's cool.
Vote.
That's really cool. I like that. Being able to add specific elements on the fly is really super cool.
Actually, I didn't spot this the first time round. It has a tag filter. Let's see if that works. Ooh.
Yeah, actually, that would be helpful. I'm like, you're really good at giving me the knowledge I need to actually sound like I know what I'm talking
So
about.
let's create another one since we like
Usually
working
from
parallel.
rudder drones, but this is good too.
Create a, oh gosh, what would you call it? A booking app for ICP's 4th birthday party. People should be
Okay.
able to register with their first
So
name,
you're giving it an app type,
name, last
and
name,
then specifically
professional
what it's being used for.
affiliation, and email address.
Okay.
Yeah, seems good. So we'll set that guy going. And meanwhile, oh, the tennis lesson thing came back. It's actually arguing with me? No. Students can already view and book available time slots in the app on the main page after logging in. Okay. Try logging
Oh.
out and logging
So
in
it's not going
somewhere
to
else.
just do whatever you say. Like, huh. Like, if it already has that element or that capability, it's going to actually say, we can do that. All right, I like that. That's...
All right.
This is impressive so far. This is really fucking impressive.
Caffeine was smarter than me. So
Hey, that's what we need.
I'm running out of things. Maybe, okay, here's an idea. Let's log out and go back in.
And he's smarter than me,
Coach.
so we definitely
Who's the
need
first
that.
person in. Okay. So what I should say is, okay, make it possible for the coach admin to view and edit available time slots. What else? Oh, and specify a court.
I wonder if you could do, like, network
you go.
admin stuff.
So they're going.
Like,
And
assigning
how's the,
groups,
birthday party thing going.
assigning people different access
so
levels.
that's the tennis booking app. So
That'd be
sorry,
interesting.
Go here. Ooh,
Okay.
let's create that. All right.
All right.
Post affiliation.
Now, if you show us the code from this, I wonder how they're actually storing these. This is so much fun, actually. I'm glad I looked at this.
Register for the party. Does
Shout
it
out to
work?
my boss.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
So
pretty
let's-
cool.
Let's say,
It's very basic, but it's pretty cool.
Create an admin view for accepting and declining registrations. Did I spell that right? There we go.
All right.
So,
I'm interested to see if it can deduce what you mean if you
There we
spell
go.
something wrong.
Writing the spec for us. Meanwhile, we can see that
All right, I'm back. Public opinion seems all right, not terrible, but not really good on average. With or either way, media seems pretty firmly in favor. Lancet, 10 websites.
the party thing is progressing pretty quick to the back end code.
It's hard to figure out who to actually trust based on that. Like, do you trust the public perception or the media themselves? Because I think the public is generally against AI advancement in general, but I also think the public has more knowledgeable people than the media apparatus does. That's interesting to get a public sentiment on what people are actually thinking about this. And as more comes out, it'll be interesting to see how they take into account both public and mainstream media opinions, as well as concerns from the communities. Because I still have a few small concerns, but this is doing a great job of mitigating a lot of them. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed with this demo, and we still got 5 minutes.
The tennis booking app is writing the front-end code, we can see from the messages. And the personal blog is kind of chugging away. And you can see how we can just keep on going, creating more and more sophisticated apps. And this is what self-writing's about. Now, funnily enough, of course, because it's a demo, it didn't make any mistakes, which is the opposite way it normally works. But oftentimes, when you see Caffeine build, it'll hit errors, it'll detect errors, and it works its way through those errors on its own. And that's how this will go. Like, increasingly, a lot of the internet will be self-writing apps created by anyone and everyone who's got internet access. So, well, these
definitely a double-edged sword there, but super cool if it's
let's
well executed.
Put another one. Create a countdown page for the launch of Caffeine. Right. But before we set that going, see how these ones are going. Okay, this one's running a lot of code. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I'll do it on the mobile for View 2, which is this one, ICP birthday app.
Trust me, you're not the only one who's cynical here.
People often say,
I'm genuinely concerned about their execution and level of transparency when this comes out. And also, because it's cloud-based, I'm also concerned a little bit about data collection. So I'm wondering how that'll all go. But it does seem really promising so far. And if his vision is coming true and most of the apps and websites and pretty much anything you could find on the internet is all self-written by average people, for specific tasks, and if they're done well, that'll be very interesting. Because even now, when we have people who specialize in making apps and making websites and stuff, a lot of them aren't, I wouldn't say a lot, but some of them just aren't good for what they propose to be, and a lot of them are scams, and I'm wondering how that's going to factor in people with malicious intent.
Like, why does everything take so long in tech? Like, why?
That's my cynical take.
You taken so long to produce something? Truth is, you look at the code Caffeine writes to create these self-writing apps. It's incredible. Craft coders have always had a tough time of it. So the birthday app is building. The tennis app is building. I'm going to just check out our work. We already did everything we wanted to this thing, right? Tennis app. Okay, building your code and deploying to the network. This one's working. So let's just go through to the draft. And so this now you see. now you got to log in. Let's go on this one.
Yeah, it's human nature, isn't it?
ICP's 4th birthday party. Dashboard. And there's me, total registrations, party of 1 so far. I'll accept and see if it brings me in.
That's cool.
I'm going.
It's not super complicated, but
so we had
if this is where they're at now, I'm interested to see where they get in time. And I'll probably...
Okay. So now we've got
I'll keep up with
a new
it.
page for available time slots. Okay, and that's actually kind of the one thing that didn't work, but I think that's good enough for now. We'll fixate on that and keep
well,
going.
he didn't specify.
So, new project. Credit.
This is what I was talking about with being specific for building new elements, he didn't specify the amount of available spots he wanted. I'm assuming the way this looks is that if you specify, let's say, I want to be able to only fill 10 spots, that it would be able to give room for 10 spots, and then you say 10 spots based on different time periods, like this for 1 hour, this for a half hour, whatever. That if you were specific enough in the actual prompt, that it would give you that and it would work. Because what he said, he just wanted a way to check available spots, and I can see why that would be confusing to the program itself, because it did give him available spots, said 1, because there was 1 spot taken. So I don't know if that just didn't work or if that was the prompt itself. It seems like it was the prompt.
Countdown page for the launch of Caffeine. That's what we all want, right? Okay. Let's watch it go. Let's go back. Hopefully this will be quite a simple one.
I like that they're showing the code actually building.
With no
That's really
special
cool
cases.
for my bug brain to see, because it mitigates a lot of the issues that I had before. So it's scratching that itch.
You know, as someone who's been writing software for decades, seeing this is really pleasurable. Because
I don't know if it's
just so
paid.
easy. TikTok, while we're going, let's just go and create another project and ask them, who can use caffeine?
It will probably be a subscription-based thing, because
Anyone who
everything's
can
a
communicate in
subscription-based
natural
thing.
language,
Wow, I
on
fumbled over
desktop or
both
mobile, and use
times.
caffeine to build or customize apps. No technical skills required.
Well, you got to be able to write a good prompt. But yeah, I get what he's saying. You don't need to know
Yeah.
the intricacies,
Designed to be
I
awesome.
guess.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. There it is. Let's bring it out. All right.
All right.
So I think that's it. Hopefully you can scan
And
this
then
QR code and register on join.caffeine.ai.
That's what I was just gonna say.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks.
I was literally just going to say that. I wonder if you can link the two apps and be able to use the QR code. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to, unless there is like a security issue. But I was going to say, I wonder if you can link the two apps and be able to register from the countdown and have a link on the registration app. Once you get your appointment approved or you take one of the available slots, then it brings you to the countdown app or something like that. That's really cool that you can actually connect things to each other. So yeah, this was a really cool demo. All right, it's over. But yeah, really cool. I'm interested to see where it goes. I do have my concerns and my cynical takes, as I've mentioned. I don't think I shut up the entire time. So if I talked over something important, I apologize, but I think I'm going to post this either later today or tomorrow. I'll cut it out of the VOD and like make a video out of it. But yeah, in the spirit of that, thanks for hanging out, guys. But all right, so that was the Caffeine AI Summit, the World Computer Summit. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm less I could use some caffeine. I was gonna say I'm less energetic right now just because, like, back streamer mode, back actually, like, you know, talking and not needing to just be on. I can actually pause without it sounding stupid. I'll cut out some things and we'll get the video up eventually. Oh. Yeah, ads would be expensive to run. I think the only way you can incorporate ads is if they have a universal, like, Rolodex of ads that they can put somehow within the apps themselves, but I don't think that they would do that. So I think it has to be a paid subscription. But yeah, I'm hopeful for it. It looks like it could be fun. It looks like it could be really cool to not only learn, but to actually like make tangible things. And it's gonna be the progression of development. Like, AI is not going anywhere. And if we don't start learning how to use it and we don't like adopt it into different things, we're going to go the way of the payphone. We're going to be out of style and no one's going to use it anymore. Yeah, the competition will be interesting. Yeah, the concept is what I think is like the revolutionary idea. So I'm really, really interested to see where it goes. All right. We're gonna go to the next thing. This is a lot shorter. Like I said, South Park will probably end up being the next show, the next big show that I react to. The next one is going to be Amazing Digital Circus. I'm really excited for that. I haven't started it yet. Things got a little busy. I decided to actually go ahead and clean my room. You can't see it, obviously, because all you can see is me and a little bit of my bed in my closet. But I decided, I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. I was actually looking for something, didn't find it, but, clean room, clean mind, right? All right. So this is going to be the season 27 teaser trailer for the upcoming South Park season. I am a really big fan of this show. I have not seen every episode because there are a lot of them. But it's one that I can turn on and just have a quick laugh, and it's one that my friends and I both all enjoyed. I don't only have two friends. But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go for the 27th season. Jesus Christ, 27. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make this an actual video. I think this is just going to be streaming related. I may post a short if something's really cool, if I see something really interesting, but I'm not really looking to actually make it into a VOD, like make it into an actual video. Yeah, I'm actually excited for Amazing Digital Circus. Yeah. Yeah, South Park's got quite the reputation. All right, let's get into the teaser trailer. It's only a minute and a half long. And then I'll give some of my thoughts. I just have to check something on my phone afterwards, and then I'll probably play some of Path of Exile 2. Still going through the Dawn of the Hunt expansion. So I really don't want to start up the Radical Red Nuzlocke again. Not now. The last one kind of pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. Just because I was not prepared, and I was preparing for a mon that isn't even used in the update anymore, and I'm so stupid that I didn't remember it. But yeah, let's get through this. It's just over a minute. So we'll see what they have to offer. Let's see what season 27 of South Park has to offer coming up this summer, I believe. Is this South Park or Silent Hill? Jesus fucking Christ. Creepy. Drama. Okay.
Shelly, have you been taking ketamine? Because
That's a fucking switch. Jesus Christ. I assume they're talking about ketamine therapy, but of course they're gonna blow it out of proportion and do all the South Park stuff to spoof it. All right, that's cool. All right, that's funny. That switch up caught me off guard. All right.
I think it could really help you.
Okay, so the Canadians hate America again. Wasn't the Great Canadian War, or the Great Canadian American War, or whatever they called it, that was from the movie, right? I'm pretty sure that was from the movie. Ooh. Wait. Okay, that's P. Diddy. But wait, I saw something. Yeah. It's fucking Starvin' Marvin. He's back. I can't even remember the last time we saw him. Alright, cool. And then obviously you got the Diddler himself. With some sort of phaser. That's interesting. Allegedly.
Well, crap, we're all gonna get fired!
Oh my god, the air traffic control. Okay. We'll see. South Park leaves no stones unturned, so we'll see what they do. What the fuck is this? I saw Moses is back. Are the super best friends coming back? You know, minus Mohammed, so they don't actually, you know, get another fatwa on their heads. And this looks like... Didn't go back far enough. This part looks like another Canadian-American war. Okay, we'll see where that goes. Is he live streaming an abortion? Is that what this is? Or is it a... No, it's not a birth. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Where are you going?
It's okay, Sharon. I'm just gonna do some ketamine and fuck around with the government a little. See ya!
Every guy's dream. So, I'm super excited now. So because all the theories are coming in. So obviously there's going to be a heavy emphasis on Canada. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Kyle here. He looks like he's maybe this is a Thanksgiving thing, but it comes out in July. But yeah, it's going to have a heavy emphasis on Canada. So I'm wondering if they're going to tackle the let's make Canada the 51st state thing. That seems to be what they're going to do, even though they tried. I know that they delayed one of the seasons, I think this season, to try to avoid the Trump topic, but there are some aspects of it that I think that they haven't done yet that could be cool for them to explore. Alright. Well, that was the South Park season 27 trailer. There's nothing anything else, right? It's just this end card. Yeah. Alright. Very interesting. Definitely going to be checking it out. Hopefully it has more than 6 episodes. I know the last season only had 6 episodes. So hopefully it's more than that. Hopefully it'll actually, you know, be an extended season that I can react to. I just want to farm content, guys. But, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I am gonna be right back, actually. All right, I'm back. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to do. I think Path of Exile will be another day. There actually is something that I want to look up because let's not play this again. So I know Path of Exile is coming out with a new league. Upcoming league. So there's actually, I just want to look at it and see what's going on. Because this is a game I actually enjoy. Alright, let's see. When is Season 3 update coming? The major sets us at 2.3 is widely expected to be released late July and August. Isn't there another game that's releasing in late August, like the 21st, I think. It's Last Epoch, isn't it? Is releasing a new league then. Because I know Path of Exile got in trouble, I think it was Last Epoch as well, that they released like the day after. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But tradition is based on general 4-month league cycle. Okay, so they don't know. Point 2, Dawn of the Hunt, which dropped on April 4th. Trading to end of the late July, early August. Although GGG has not officially revealed any release date for Point 3, multiple developer comments suggest that an announcement will be delivered 6 to 8 weeks before release. Is this out of date? Oh my god, this website's out of date. Is this newer? No, that's older. Let's see what the let's see, August. Upcoming league specifically expected in August, part of the game's seasonal update cycle based on historical pattern. Anticipated release between late August, but will introduce significant content update and choose new acts classes. I'm wondering if it's classes because I've heard that we're just getting the druid, which is really cool in and of itself. I'm really excited for the druid. Like, I actually hope that the druid is fun to play. I personally really like the huntress, the updated class in the Dawn of the Hunt expansion or league, but the patch is expected for acts 4 through 6. Oh, additionally the druid class with shape-shifting mechanics. Okay, so yeah, we're getting the druid class, and it looks like we're getting acts 4 through 6. Now I know GGG has committed themselves not to specific content patches, but instead for, just some regularity with the updates, they're committing themselves to time patches. So we may not get Acts 4 through 6, but we may get Act 4, which is really interesting. Like, if you didn't buy early access before, getting Acts 4 through 6 would be enough reason to get it, but Act 4 would kind of keep those who bought it early on the hook. Alright, see you later, Emerald. Thanks for hanging out. I think I'm gonna go soon too. I just wanted to get more informed about this. Alright, if we do get any new acts, this would be awesome. Like, I'm thoroughly convinced that more people would be inclined to buy the early access if we got Acts 4 through 6 this early, before the actual, free version of the game gets released. Because it's still technically, it's in early access. It's not in, like, beta testing. But, yeah. Alright. That's really cool. I think I'm going to end stream here. It was kind of short. Actually, I don't know how long I've been streaming for, but I could check that actually. No, I can't. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go. But to anyone who hung out with me on either Kick or YouTube, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Kick, follow the channel. And I'll see you guys.